Damn, I ain't really got no light. But listen, I got inspired to speak. I'll be that black shadow dropping game right quick. Y'all know who I am. I go by the name of John Streets. To be a black man in America, it's like you gotta fit in. At least that's the way it's laid out. That's the position that every other black person puts black men in. You see, when I mean by you gotta fit in, I say that what I mean by that is that you gotta fit in. You gotta fit in to keep up with society, because black people, they only work for white society. They only work for white society. And what it is, so therefore, due to the fact that they only work for the YT society, the blacks, they compete on who can keep up with this society that is ahead of them. So it's always going to be a competition among blacks, especially when it comes to living in America. And who runs America? YT people are the landlords of this country. And see, blacks, we just live here. See, the reason why it is very detrimental for blacks to follow behind the white society is because it creates a cliff for a lot of black men who genuinely, it creates a cliff for a lot of black women and black men who genuinely have a backbone to turn away and to neglect this YT hierarchy. They will reject to even make themselves a part, or to even, to be a part of this race. Because really these black people are the conscious people, the people who should, have access to the rest of the black body of people. But see, no, the YT society is the voice. And even if those people are black, it's the YT society who is influencing their opinion. So which will in turn create other blacks who empower that opinion. So it's like now you have black men and you have black women who cannot seem to be able to find a way on how to fit into society. It's like, wow, you just can't get right. See, it's easy for blacks to say, oh, he can't get right. And really, it's easy for blacks to say that because our whole entire history is based on being held back. So when black people get a chance to be ahead of another black person, they can't help but to think like that, because us as a race, as a nation, there is no history of black people coming together and fighting together, unless it was a slave rebellion, and unless it was Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. But see, those movements die out quick. They fizzle and they die out because they are not empowered by blacks. The Black Panthers, they got killed off. What it is that, see, there are black people who are supposed to take their place and empower and pick up where they left. Safe to say no one will fall because we will be each other's crutches. But see, no, it is not that way for the black society. See, there are some black people who will disagree, but all I got to do is just look at who you are, look at your upbringing, look at your position in life. You know what I mean? And I got to look at what you're into too, because only homosexual people, not only homosexual people, but not 98% of the people who disagree with what I'm saying are homosexual, even the secret ones. That's because you say you ain't homosexual. That don't mean you ain't. I'm just here just dropping my truth. And I don't need, I'm not really looking for any validation. I just want to be the one to kick my experience of what I see out here in society. I see a lot of things. And what it is that there will be more homelessness. There will be more poverty among blacks because black people don't stick together. There is nothing. Black people do not come together to create a shield, to connect, to create a net. We find no value in each other's existence because we don't make money. All we care about is money. So the only thing we really care about is making the money. If you ain't got no money, like, I holler at you, like, what? I ain't doing no favors unless you got money. So basically, fuck your existence. You got money? I love you. So it's like, I mean, like, white people are that way, but at least they the ones that created the money. Black people ain't create shit. So it's like they're that much more worse off. You dig what I'm saying? And that's a fact. So it's like, to be a black man and to not be able to keep up with what a lot of these blacks are doing in society, do not feel defeated, black man. You just got to take a good look at what a lot of blacks are doing. You know, they are doing everything, you know. It's like, I mean, for them not to need you, you got to look at why they don't need you, black man. They have the black woman imitating a man. And not only do they have the black woman imitating a man, but the black woman actually stands by it and secretly supports and openly supports in public and especially in the working environment. You know, the gay black man, the secret gay black man, you know, the fake religious people, you know, the Christians, the Muslims, you know, because there's fake Christians out here, it's fake Muslims. You know, people who are just looking basically to just dominate and use. These are the people who don't judge. Normally those people, they just don't judge. It's no judgment-free zone, because they really want to see what you into, because they really hope you do have some sin, because people who imitate to be godly, they love when you have sin. If you are a person who could possibly compete, not even necessarily compete, I wouldn't say compete, but if you are a person who has, you know, certain spiritual abilities, you know what I mean, certain spiritual disciplines, yo, man, you might you might intimidate pastors, you might intimidate, you know, people. You will intimidate people who, you know, you are intimidating, not to mention devilish people, you know. So just know, brother, you are under attack. You do got to fight a war. There is a war out here against you, my man. And it wants you to be a woman. It wants you to be a trick. You know what I mean? It wants you to be a joke. Tricks are for kids. You fucking silly rabbit. Homos are, their death wish is sealed. It's like, once you become these things, you give the woman the leeway to walk over you, and you will deserve every kick, every slap. Not only will you deserve it, you will accept it, and accept that as reality, because truthfully honest, the route that you chose to fit in with society, instead of planting your feet, like, you know, and planting your feet in the gravel and staying strong like a soldier. No, instead, you're paying to be a part of, you working hard just so you can pay to be a part, so you can feel like you're a part of something. Yeah, nigga, you paying to be there. Don't never forget that, black.